From a graveyard where our friend Trash is dancing naked, this is Debaser, a film podcast. I'm Jared, and together with my co-host Will, we explore both new and familiar movies to bring you details and discussion about them, all in an effort to debase the films and ourselves. Today's episode, a spiritual sequel to a legendary film from the 60s that inspired an entire genre that still continues today. After the break, Will and I discuss Return of the Living Dead. Stay tuned.
You gotta kick it off with a killer to grab attention. Then you gotta take it up a notch.
The Matrix is everywhere. It is all around us.
Who are you?
I'm Shiva, the god of death.
Cells. Interlinked.
It's like people only do things because they get paid. And that's just really sad.
Folks, welcome back to Debaser. We have a special guest today. Alex Megna is back on the pod. Alex?
You know, you used to call me the great Alex when I would come on the pod. Now I've become such a regular.
I need to put that. Yeah, it's not in my notes, and if it's not in the notes, I don't read it.
Jared, if you were clever, you would have been the Return of the Living Alex.
Yeah.
God damn it.
Freshly dug up from the ground. The great Alex Megna.
We huffed up some chemicals and blew it into his corpse, and he's back.
Fuck. Do you want to retake it?
No,
no. You know what? We're doing it live, baby.
Dude.
Speaking of corpses, thanks, Bill O'Reilly, for giving us that fucking gem. Guys, I'm so excited to talk about this movie. I was thinking about it on the drive over. I think this is one of my top 3 favorite movies.
Yeah.
Really? I knew you were like really excited, and you were also like really concerned if I was gonna fucking hate it or not.
You know I have a Tarman tattoo, right?
Do you? Where is it? Oh, that's right.
It's
yeah, you
looking
do.
right
That's
at you.
Right. So,
Guys,
yeah.
Object permanence is really difficult. Okay.
It's okay. All anyone ever sees is my Zoidberg tattoo. I got 3 at HHN the other night, by the way. 3 people that had to stop and tell me how much they loved it.
Oh,
so
yeah.
It's a pretty regular going thing. Thanks, guys. Yeah, I'm glad to have my body exhumed. Isn't that?
Yeah,
right?
it's exhumed. Yes.
Yeah.
To come back and talk about one of my favorite movies. I do have some notes, not about the movie, just some stuff I want to talk about.
Oh,
it's
no.
it's it's that time again.
It's Alex's corrections corner.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is. First off, I love the Superman episode. Somehow, as of today, what it looks like, Jared's monologue at the end of that episode
About
initiated
Palestine.
the fucking peace agreement. It looks like
crazy,
it was.
right?
I think Netanyahu's a listener, and I think he finally was like, "What? This small Florida podcast that I love is giving me all this shit about it." All right, finally.
It's crazy. The kids of Palestine are raising a flag with a J on it for Jared.
Oh my God.
You're a real hero.
Yeah.
Okay, listen, it wasn't that brave. Okay, all 30 of our listeners were, if not already on the side of Palestine, then probably just turned it off and was like, what is this crap?
Yeah. I was going to come on and drop like a big shocker, a fake one, like, oh no, I'm actually Israeli. I didn't know if you guys knew that. So, like, I just felt like you guys were guilting me the whole time. Like, I love genocide. You know?
The IDF did not stand for Italian Defense League.
Yeah, I thought it did.
Shit.
Yeah, the impersonation that it was funny because it sounded like Will was about to do an impersonation of me, but then he kind of like walked it back a little bit. And it's funny to me because it's like comic books is not the thing that I'm going to get agitated about. I made my point in the conversation that we had. My problem is that Jared is so fucking convincing with the way that he talks that he will say something and I'm like, that's not true. Is it? Is that true? Do I remember that wrong? You have to understand, and we'll go into it when we talk about the next movie about gaslighting. It makes me feel like you gaslit me. So I will go on, and the fact that like I'm in the middle of work and I'll stop what I'm doing to look at IMDb and go on there.
You're fucking up operations at Universal right now.
Yeah, I want to tell you that you speak with the confidence that Trump does when he says something completely wrong. So I'm fully expecting you when you do the Godfather episode to be like, the late great Ed Harris, he won an Oscar. He won an Oscar for this. You know, he's never won anything. Joe Biden. Joe Biden, he never won. I got all the votes from the Oscars. They gave him to Ed Harris.
Speaking of Godfather, you see Diane Keaton dead?
Yes.
Yeah. Rest in peace.
Pour one out for Diane
Is
Keaton.
she in The Godfather?
She's in all three of them.
Is she the wife?
I have no idea.
I think she is. Let's check this. Let's not Jared ourselves on this.
No, okay, I do know that she was in Godfather 1, 2, and 3.
Yeah, listen, when you're a podcaster, you just kind of you got to be fast and loose, you know what I mean? And it's that thing of like, you just got to act confidently and no one will question it.
I'm just worried it's going to get to your head and you will become the Trump of podcast where you'll be like, if they let me on that movie set day one, I'd fix the script.
They don't know.
And then you just don't do anything, and then you blow the entire budget on craft service or something. So
we don't have a Jamie to bring that up.
yeah,
Exactly. Yeah. And if we would stop down and like look up everything that we like aren't 100% on, we would never finish the episode,
No.
you know, and we're usually rushing to get it done so we can get back to our kids anyway.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's just funny to hear my shadow cast over the podcast. Like I'm this like this presence at the policing
specter
you guys.
yeah, exactly.
And that's not it. And also the impersonation of me like cracked me up because I just don't get when it comes to comic book stuff. Like I don't get worked up. It's so big and there's so many versions of everything.
Yeah,
It's
exactly.
like
It's
so hard
impossible
to
to
track.
even.
But when there's
yeah.
literally an actor that's appeared in multiple movies and is credited on a movie podcast, that's where I'm kind of like, wait, am I wrong? Did I just remember it this way? No, I just think it's funny.
Well, Alex, the shadow that you cast over this podcast is from the beatings you give us whenever we invite you over. I've got bruises. I'm going to put them up on Instagram.
I've never gotten on you about anything. I don't feel like.
I know because I'm the favorite.
Yeah, a little bit.
I'm so innocent.
I'm the one that.
Well, also, I will say that Will prefaces a lot of stuff. He'll say, I don't know, I think, but I believe that it's this thing. And you'll just full chest be like, Michael Keaton was never in the Batman movies. And I'm like, whoa. Oh, yeah, I think he said like Batman never killed anyone or something about, and I just remember that scene, the bomb scene in the factory kept replaying in my mind from the first movie. Where
He absolutely kills people in Batman Returns. Yeah.
I don't believe in unions. And he just bombs them.
But
wait, if it had something to do with the Joker?
It's alluded that he kills at least a few henchmen in the first two Tim Burton movies.
Yeah.
But like, it's not like in the Zack Snyder movie where he's straight up just like murdering dudes on screen kind of thing, where he's like that bothers me so much. You know what I mean? Where in the Tim Burton ones, it's kind of like, no, he just hurt those guys really bad with a machine gun on his Batmobile, you know?
Yeah.
And a bomb that dropped out of the wheel.
Also, something that came up, I just want to cover this quick and then we can get into the movie, was that there was a mystery that we alluded to during the last podcast about you being angry at Will, and we never got to talk about this.
Yeah. Oh,
and it got dragged out, and then you stole a hot dog line from... No, I believe that the people do deserve to know what this is, which is, I don't know, ladies and gentlemen, like, they have deeper reach than you think. They were going to have Bill Burr on the podcast, but Will's scheduling didn't work out, and it was this whole thing. And then lo and behold, this Riyadh Comedy Festival thing happened and blew him up.
And we don't want him on now because of the bad publicity.
That's
and
true.
and Bill's people are going to be real mad at us for bringing this up.
You guys have a thing going on with this. Let's not forget the Blackberry Rob Lowe episode that was lost.
Well, and we were also going to have Aziz Ansari on the show at multiple times, and he just kept getting canceled, and we had to keep rescheduling.
It was for Nightmare on Elm Street, and he said he was going to wear the Freddy Krueger claw when he came in, and that didn't age well, so you guys had to fucking cut that all out, too. It was really weird. You guys just seem to have, like, I don't know, there's something about, somehow I've dodged it.
We just have like an uncanny ability to book comedians right when they're about to get canceled. Like before the show even started.
To Louis C.K. right before
we had Louis lined up before the show even started, and then that whole like it turns out he was jerking off in front of people without consent. Yeah, and then it was just like, well, I guess we can't have him on anymore.
How is he still getting work?
A bunch of his fans don't care that they would do that. Yeah, they don't care about consent.
I was thinking about gross, how the Tron Legacy movie now is Disney's anti-woke, or the Tron Ares. They got a known sex fiend. He's a white man. They were just like, we're going for it, guys. We're going to try to bring the MAGA people in. All the red subtext and everything. It's the MAGA movie that they weren't going to go to anyway. So, hats off to them for trying something new.
It's okay.
I don't want... That makes me so sad.
Oh,
the
I
whole
know.
Tron thing.
Tron deserves better.
It does.
But it's not doing well, right?
It opened at 14 million, which is 3 million less than Morbius.
Right. That's the exact headline I saw. That's right. And that's probably enough that they're not going to consider it a bomb, but I'm sure the budget was like triple digits though.
Isn't the problem always that like Tron always goes in the theater, bombs, and then it finds a cult following, and then Disney thinks there's interest in it?
I
So they
believe
start it
that's
over again.
well, it's been two movies prior to this one, and I believe that is the cycle for it. But like,
I wish they just brought Olivia Wilde or maybe the character back from the previous movie.
Well, apparently the son is in it, but not very much. It's not focused on him, which is stupid.
Okay.
Or Lego sequels, baby. What are you gonna do?
Anyway, speaking of Lego sequels,
that's right. Oh, what a perfect segue!
Yeah, it was a great segue.
Segue. We need a little segue music for that one.
A Segway's tires rolling across pavement.
I was trying to think, like, what's some like license-free like punk music I can drop in here, because apparently licensing punk music is incredibly difficult for this movie.
Did you know that the license for Night of the Living Dead is like it's pretty much
public domain?
Yeah, public domain now because the lawsuit, and they just really shit the bed on the whole thing.
I feel like I'm going to learn so much this episode.
There's so much trivia around this movie.
I was ranting a little bit to Jared. I'll have to say that like it hurts me when you're like, my friends ask me about horror movies because I'm the horror movie guy. I'm like, motherfucker, I'm the horror movie guy.
Okay,
there's a
on
difference.
That topic.
Yeah,
it's different. Not genres, different areas of horror, let's say. Yeah, like a subculture, you know what I mean? Yeah. Because, I do not like the term elevated horror. Okay. Grounded horror?
Yeah.
Okay, let's use that. That sounds better.
But I would say you guys watch a lot of recent horror movies. You guys watch a lot
more
of
recent,
new stuff.
exactly. Yeah.
But I am like from the beginning all the way to now. I watch everything.
Yeah.
I will watch Leprechaun in the Hood 3 times over before I'll watch some of the AI slop now, but I'll still watch some fucking AI slop, like bad CGI shit.
Yeah.
You know, for horror movie stuff. Like I consume all of it because I also want to know how bad some of it is.
Mm-hmm.
And just, I'm so far into the niche of it. Like I had a family member who would love the Universal monsters, would bring me into their room, and if I could name the monster and the actor who played them would give me candy.
Damn.
I was what is like Superman did with everyone. I was what was the word he uses?
You're punk rock?
No. I am punk rock, but I don't need to tell you that. Lex Luthor says that they were, like brainwashed by Superman. They were they were
groomed.
I was groomed.
Yeah.
Yes, I was groomed to be into horror movies.
Yeah.
You should have said what teachers do to kids now.
Literally,
that's alt rock stars.
Yeah.
2000s.
This really. Oh, man.
Pop punk.
Yeah, that were trying to get laid on Facebook or MySpace back in the day, sending inappropriate messages.
And to be clear, I'm totally joking about the teachers. The pop punk thing though is real. Be careful of pop punk frontmen.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, for real. Oh man.
Rest in piss, Lost Prophets guy.
Fuck you, Ian Watkins.
Who just died like yesterday. Fuck that dude. Somebody killed him in prison.
Yeah, someone stabbed him to death in prison yesterday.
I'm surprised the guy from what was it? A Brand New. People are still going to see him. Apparently, he was messaging girls on fucking MySpace back in the day. But people are like, "Well,
we
he
gotta
never
move on
sent a
before we
dick
get
pic."
sued.
Yeah, no, I can't go down that rabbit hole.
Allegedly pepper that in.
Yeah.
All right, folks.
All right.
Today's movie, and I know Alex is
he's gearing up, dude. He's ready.
So ready.
He's got his phone, dude. He's on it.
Today's movie, Return of the Living Dead. The film was released August 16th, 1985. It is available to watch on Freevee and Amazon Prime. You're going to get ads either way, so if you don't have an Amazon Prime membership, just watch it on Freevee. The film stars, and Alex, correct me on these names if I get them wrong, please. Clu Gulager. You look confused. I'm going to move on. James Karen, Tom Matthews, and Don Calfa.
And Linnea Quigley.
You know what? You're right. That got left off on the thing I copied that from. The film was written and directed by Dan O'Bannon, who is famously the writer of the original Alien film, as well as the writer for Total Recall and Life Force. He also worked on the miniature effects unit for the original Star Wars.
It's fucking cool, man.
I thought you would like that.
So he wrote Alien?
He is
Alien?
the credited writer for Alien.
That's fucking
He also
great.
wrote 2 of the stories for the animated film Heavy Metal. Actually, one of my favorite
that's
ones.
cool.
He
Yeah.
wrote B-17, and he also wrote Soft Landing, but B-17 is like the one with the old like World War II pilot in the plane.
I've never seen Heavy Metal.
Yeah, me
I
either.
know what it is. Yeah. He also I left this out of my thing, but he worked on Dark Star, the first film of John Carpenter, and he wrote on it, and he's also one of the actors in it. That movie was like basically like a student film for John Carpenter, though. Like it's very amateur. It's cool,
Yeah.
but like it was an early work of John Carpenter's, and it feels like it. Anyway, the film story is also credited to Rudy Ricci, John Russo, and Russell Streiner. The latter 2 also worked on Night of the Living Dead, which this film is essentially a spiritual sequel to.
Mhm.
They even like invoke it by name and then imply that it was a true story. So the premise of Return of the Living Dead is when 2 bumbling employees at a medical supply warehouse accidentally release a deadly gas into the air, the vapors cause the dead to rise again as zombies. The film had a budget of, Will, do you want to take a guess?
It's less than $1 million. Well, hold on. Okay, chill. So there was a lot of practical effects, and I know that practical effects can be expensive. The tar man at the end, right before he gets his head knocked off, is fucking terrifying. But
One of the coolest
yeah.
creatures in the whole movie.
Oh, 100%. I'm gonna go with 700,000.
It's estimated to be between 3 and 4 million.
Ah, okay.
Yeah.
Really low ball.
So, in the history, kind of art of the trivia, they had a special effects artist they hired who didn't know what he was doing, but I guess was full of gusto.
Yeah.
They had to fire him halfway through the movie, so that's why at the end of the movie the effects get a lot better.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's right.
The
You were telling
corpse
me
on the
about this.
table,
Yep.
Tarman's costume, I think he had stuff to do with that, who looks phenomenal. The first time you see his face, it's pretty goofy, but as he moves around,
yeah.
It gets
it's
scarier.
so cool.
Yeah.
They're using like a milkshake thickener. He's just like covered in it to make it look like he's got mucus or whatever all over him. And also, the guy playing Tarman is a puppeteer, and he's doing an incredible
He's
job.
doing
Like
an
his
incredible job.
movements,
Yeah.
like that's half of what's selling it because he's just so good at that. Like that guy, I wish I had his name in my notes, but
that
he's
movie
doing a
wasn't so
fantastic job.
Was that movie wasn't so fucking goofy, and it was just him fucking waddling around and shit, I think that would have given me nightmares as a kid.
Oh, I'm sure this inhabited a lot of kids' nightmares.
Yeah. So,
this Tarman, yeah.
If you guys don't mind, I wanted to read kind of the background story.
Let me
for the
give
movie.
what it grossed real quick. It grossed 14 million at the box office.
Hell
We like that. That's
Yeah.
good.
All right, Alex, go.
Titties.
Oh, that's probably the reason why.
Yeah, big part of it.
Okay. I want to actually talk about everyone's history with this after I get into it. So, because I want to hear Will's story. I know he said had something to say about it. So the movie is an unofficial spiritual sequel to Night of the Living Dead. After filming Night of the Living Dead, there was a legal dispute between George A. Romero and John A. Russo. While Romero won the rights for an official sequel, Russo won the rights for the Living Dead title and was allowed to produce his own movies using the name. Russo went on to write the book Return to the Living Dead, which he adapted to a screenplay with Dan O'Bannon. Dan O'Bannon co-wrote and worked on Dark Star. I have some of that. Also, what ended up happening is Dan O'Bannon said, if we try to do this the way that it is, it's not going to come off well.
Yeah.
And he was the one that decided to make it a comedy.
Right. I think he
never-
completely rewrote it, right? It's a whole different story, basically. Yeah.
It's very different from the book. And the other part is he was hanging out with punks at the time. He wanted to bring punk rock culture because there was a lot of stuff about people saying like, there was a lot of satanic panic and bullshit about that. And he wanted to have a movie that actually had people. Apparently, a lot of the people he was hanging out with weren't good actors, though. So it's all people doing that.
Yeah.
Breakfast Club and some movies were really popular at the time. And he found the dialogue to be really contrived and funny. And he wanted to make fun of that. So that's why he wrote the dialogue where all the characters are so fucking self-involved.
Yeah.
But I guess something that happened, too, is he never told anyone it was a comedy. So these people just knew about the book and what it was coming from, except for the guy who works in the medical warehouse with Fred. I forgot his name.
Freddie?
Frank.
Oh, Frank.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, sorry.
Very good.
So Frank is the only one. I guess there was a point where he said to Dan O'Bannon, like, this is a comedy, the way this was written.
Because
I guess Dan O'Bannon just kind of like gave him a smile, or he didn't really say anything, but
He's chewing the
he was
scenery.
the one.
He is a little bit,
he's so hammy and
Yeah,
great.
he's hamming it up. Yeah.
The part
But
at
like
the
in a
beginning-
good way. It works. Yeah.
But we'll get into it. There's a part at the beginning where he's talking to Freddie he goes at the bodies.
Yeah.
That's so
exactly.
great.
Yeah.
There's some facial things in this movie that I wrote notes for him down, but they'll just like have something happen. They'll cut to someone's face, just a reaction. And it's great.
Yeah.
There is a dark mark on this movie. I thought maybe we should talk about it up front. So this movie has a really weird ensemble cast. There's not really a main character. You could kind of say maybe it's Freddie and Frank and Bert, the three people from the medical warehouse, but not really. It's this weird ensemble cast, and there's a lot of characters in the background. One of the characters is
Ernie.
Brian. I forget his last name. He's the guy that worked on those Nickelodeon movies
Not where I thought you were going. Okay.
I don't know if you've seen the Quiet on the Set film, but
I did. Who is this? Which character is this?
He plays Scuzz, the punk rock guy who gets his head bitten.
Yeah.
He's like barely in the movie.
Yeah, he doesn't
which
last
is
very
why
long either, yeah.
I give the movie a pass. He's not like an important character, really.
Was he like a child toucher? Oh, no shit.
He is the
Allegedly.
guy that... No, not allegedly. In court, found guilty. He is the guy...
This is the guy that they did a bunch of...
The Drake and Josh guy. He's the guy who...
Oh, no fucking shit. That's him?
That's him.
Okay, convicted. Okay.
Oh, what the fuck? That's crazy.
Convicted child R-wordist. Yeah.
Oof.
It is
nuts.
a crazy thing about this movie. He's not an important character. I mean, if I could have a version of it where he's CGI'd out, I'd be all about it.
Yeah.
That'd take Trump out of Home Alone 2, and it's a perfect movie. That's a conversation for another time.
Yeah.
Anyway, so having that all said,
I had no idea.
I'm ready to get into this bad boy. Oh, wait, sorry. I wanted to ask Will about his... So Will last night was messaging us saying, I've seen this movie, I think I've seen parts of it. And then by the end of it, he said, no, I've seen the whole movie.
I've seen this whole thing.
So I'm interested to hear Will's history with this movie.
All right. So you're about to learn a lot about me. We were all horny teenagers, right?
Oh, yeah.
Of course.
Okay. And like HBO and Cinemax and all that stuff would have like tags on movies, when you were looking through the guide, it would tell you like little tags like violence, language, nudity. Right?
I didn't have cable growing up, but I know of this phenomenon.
So, whatchamacallit, we had access to HBO at my aunt's place, and we had access to, I want to say IFC at my dad's place. So I was either 14 or 16 when I saw this movie. And it was because...
You weren't like young. You were...
I was a teenager.
You were jack off age. Okay.
Yeah, exactly. And I want to say, because this is the exact same thing as how I saw Itu Mama Tambien and fell in love with Diego Luna.
Yeah.
I was just searching around, for a movie to watch, and it was Halloween season, and I saw the nudity tag for this, and I was like, "Fuck it, I'll watch this. Whatever. I want to see some boobies. I'm a teenager." No, I didn't. Really? It was always live stuff, right?
Oh, awesome.
And I watched this movie from start to finish, and I remember being like, "Oh, this is kind of silly, whatever." And then Trash gets butt ass naked. I was like, "Oh, hey, that's what I came here for." Oh, was that? And then I just kept watching the film after the fact, and I don't remember loving it or hating it back in the day, but I did remember being creeped out by certain things. And at the end of the movie, where Tina is up in the attic.
Yeah, with Ernie.
And Freddie is like, or Frankie, sorry, is like...
Freddie.
It's Freddie.
Oh, Freddie, okay. Yeah. He's like, "Oh, you made me hurt myself again." It was very abusive.
Yeah. He says, "You broke off my hand."
Yeah, exactly. And like, "Tina," shit like that. Like, very, very creepy, very unsettling. Yeah. And then same thing with the tar man at the end, like the way that it moved. Like the moment that I saw that again last night, I was like, it took me right back to when I was a teenager. Like, yeah, that was fucking creepy, dude. Yeah. That whole bit was creepy. But the rest of the film was just so, like, I don't know if it was if I watched it just to make sure I could see more boobies, or because if I was interested in what was going on, or if it was funny. I can't quite remember. But last night, I maybe got a little high and I watched the movie, and I was cracking up at how like just B horror movie was. Actually, I watched it with my wife, and we were both like, "Yeah, Alex has a specific genre that he likes, and it's this, Which, hey, I'm not gonna knock it, because I did have a great time. I did have a great time, and there were bits and pieces of it that were like really really horror, you know, like it's goofy, obviously, you know, the gag with all the zombies constantly calling out ambulances and cops and shit.
Send more paramedics.
You know, one thing I will say about this movie is these zombies are ACAB.
Oh yeah, 100%.
And it's fucking great. We're here for it.
But like, and how they nuke the
city
town,
block,
at the end, which I think was also really cool, really neat way of ending the film. But yeah, I don't know. It's I had a good time, but this was not something I would have sought out at all, except for the fact that it had the nudity tag. So I hate to admit it, but you know, we were all teenagers once.
No, there's no shame in that. I'm glad that you enjoyed it from that. I always like it. I found it when I was in high school. I had a family member show it to me.
Okay.
And when I was like in the height of my punk rock, like high school days, and the nihilistic view of the movie, you know, this was during the Bush administration for me. So that really like resonated with me. The fact that it's like, it's kind of like how the dilemma with recycling is now. It's like, there's no real way to get rid of this shit. We think we're getting rid of it. And it just, you know, exacerbates the issue.
Yeah.
So I thought that there was a lot of interesting subtext in the movie. It's also funny. The movie is very tongue-in-cheek. All the characters, a lot of them foreshadow their own deaths. There's a lot of foreshadowing for a bunch of stuff. And it's so funny. And it doesn't try to be subtle. It's really on the nose.
Oh, yeah.
I'll get to it later. There's a character who literally went to the director and changed the direction of his character's death because he didn't want to film something.
Oh.
And was like, hey, can we just do this? So
yeah,
I feel like the movie is mocking punk rock kids, but also in its development and how it was filmed and everything is very punk rock in a way. Yeah. And I really just resonated with the movie. I love it. I think it's a great movie. It's not a good movie. Like I'm not like, do you want a movie that's going to change your life? Like the fact that you enjoyed the movie is what I wanted to hear.
Yeah.
And I'm glad to hear that. I would never be like, I wouldn't feed this movie to anyone that was just trying to get into horror movies for the first time.
No, I know. I knew, I kind of knew what I was getting into purely because I know what you like. Sort of thing.
It's Psycho Goreman adjacent in a way.
It wasn't Giallo.
Yeah. No, I would never make you watch a Giallo movie now after what happened.
I'm so sorry.
No, it's okay. But you enjoyed the movie, right?
What? Which one?
Return of the Living Dead.
Oh yeah, I enjoyed it, and it was funny because like the moment when Trash was talking about like the worst way to die, I was like, wait a fucking second, I've seen this movie. That's when I texted you, and then when she got butt ass naked on the grave, I was like, holy fuck, I have seen this movie. This is crazy.
I bet your wife was like, oh, I know why Alex liked this movie. Okay,
no, it was because of the 80s like synth track and like the over dramatic acting from everybody and like the tongue in cheek of it all. Like it is a B horror movie, and that seems to be like something that you enjoy. Am I wrong?
It's weird though because I feel like it yo-yos between this point of being like accidentally bad because what it is and has a actual budget, so it exists in this weird space of
I agree.
B movie that is A tier quality movie.
I agree with
they're
you.
so rare, and so the fact that it has bad gore, but also has amazing gore, but also has boobies, but also has like. There's no like real punk rock like kid movie or teenager movie of that time. You have stuff like Breakfast Club, but it's like maybe one character kind of. So I just thought this movie was of its time, very unique and a time capsule that it's just aged perfectly. I feel like.
Yeah. Well, as for what the critics thought, the film has a 70% on Rotten Tomatoes. Film critic Roger Ebert gave the film 3 out of 4 stars, writing, "It's kind of a sensation machine made out of the usual ingredients, and the real question is whether it's done with style. It is."
He gave it 3 stars because he's also a tit man.
Thank you. I was going to make a joke about that, and I was going to say something along the lines of like, it definitely got an extra star because of Trash's tits. Film critic Michael D. Reed gave the film 2 out of 5 stars in a still positive review, writing, "This gruesome, cocky scarefest isn't as stylized as the film it spoofs, of course, but Return of the Living Dead is nonetheless strangely entertaining. It's sick to the core, but not devoid of wit." Over on Letterboxd, Chase Mitchell gave the film 4 stars, writing, "I had never seen this one before, and nobody warned me about Linnea Quigley's whole deal, and I'm going to need a minute with that."
Who's that? Is that's
Trash? Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So they're actually filming 2 sequels right now. One of them is like a reboot, but one of them has Linnea Quigley, and it's called Return of the Living Dead Trash's revenge.
Wow.
So, and
that's
they're bringing
cool.
back a bunch of the older actors to do some stuff. Who knows if it'll actually get made, but it's supposedly in pre-production.
Is one of these ones where they're gonna have like drag queens as the zombies?
I haven't heard anything about that.
I'll Google in a minute.
There's already 4 other sequels to this movie.
But
too.
what happened was there were 3 that they did, and then Sci-Fi bought the rights and did 2 movies for the channel that are terrible.
Yeah,
one of them is
okay,
called
yeah.
like Rave from the Grave.
Yep.
And another, I've never watched them.
They made 2 in 2005.
Yeah,
and they're not numbered. They're just called Rave to the Grave and something else.
Yeah, they were like made for TV movies. Though.
So,
also,
hold on. There's a distinction between Of the Dead and Living Dead, correct?
yes.
Oh
Okay.
yeah.
So
That's the difference between the Romero movies
okay.
and the Russo was his name, right? John Russo.
Yeah, the Russo.
All right. So sorry, it's not a sequel to this one. It is Tina Romero, which is the daughter of John Romero, Queens of the Dead. It came out this year.
Interesting.
Or it's coming out this year.
John Romero's the game designer.
Sorry.
John Romero's going to make you his bitch
No, he's not.
with Daikanta.
Daikatana.
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 Yeah, thank you.
You're welcome. I knew what you were referencing. But yeah,
Daikon cucumber radish.
It's an old video game that the Doom designer was making, and that was the tagline on the ads. It was so stupid.
That's funny.
sorry.
No, you're good. You're good.
Oh, Katie O'Brien's in it.
I know that name.
Love Lies Bleeding.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, the super jacked.
Yeah.
Oh my God, we love her.
we do love her.
Okay, I'm going to jump into the summary if you're ready.
Let's do it.
Yeah.
All right, Return of the Living Dead. The film opens in Louisville, Kentucky, although clearly shot in downtown Los Angeles.
Yeah,
Yeah.
100%.
The areas where this film was filmed, this is another thing.
Yeah.
My dad worked at a scenic shop in LA around it.
Oh, yeah.
So I like grew up seeing around this
Oh,
area.
yeah.
So it's very, Burbank, Sylmar, Sun Valley. It's great. Also, it takes place on July 3rd, which if you follow me, you'll see me always post Happy Return of the Living Dead Day on July 3rd.
I kept forgetting that it was set in Kentucky. And at the end of the movie, I'm like, when they blow up Kentucky, I was like, I thought that was hold on, this is California.
Straight up, it was the
Yeah.
same thing when I saw the. I don't know what it was, but when I saw the graffiti on the car and on the grave,
The cemetery.
the
and
cemetery,
stuff,
I was
yeah.
like, "This is LA, right?"
Yeah, they're also driving through like the LA River, the wash, where all the water is like funneled through. It's like very
Jesus.
obviously LA.
So we're at a medical supply warehouse where Frank, the elder foreman, is showing around the new employee, Freddie, around the warehouse, and eventually takes him to the basement to view drums that contain a cadaver and toxic gas that they mistakenly received from the military, which he claims were the inspiration for the film Night of the Living Dead. Frank slaps the drum to prove it's secure, which causes the gas to leak, knocking the pair out.
Also, there's a line that he has when he's showing him around about the skeletons that they have, that they're all human skeletons, and they all come from India.
I've got a whole
there's a
section on
skeleton
this because
farm.
I was fascinated by this.
Because it was real. And
Yes,
apparently
it's a
Dave
true
O'Bannon
story,
was
yeah.
so troubled by it that he put it in the movie.
Yeah.
Guess what? They started an international treaty a year later. They don't import the skeletons from India anymore.
And he learned about it because of H.R. Geiger used the medical human tissue for his alien designs on Alien.
Yeah,
And
the xenomorph has a
yes.
skull in
I
there.
put a note for this just because I like it, because it just shows Frank's character. While he's showing him around, Freddy sees this cadaver dog, this half dog, and he starts barking at it. And Frank says, "Don't joke around, you're learning."
Yeah.
And then proceeds to make some dad joke. His character is great.
One last thing about this scene. I thought it was really cool that they actually did this long shot scene.
Where he's learning how to package the skeleton and stuff.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
was really invested in this.
So was I.
Because I was like, this is just like the first day of a new job. I'm totally invested in this. I love it.
But it was all one shot too. It was really cool how it was all one shot, and it felt like maybe
it felt lived in and very.
Frankie was ad-libbing a bit of it too. I don't really know.
Yeah.
He seems like the type of guy that would do that.
Yeah.
I was also really invested.
It was a great scene and it really drew me in. And also, I should just say it here. I love how this film looks. Just the film stock it's shot on, the way it's lit.
It's great.
I'm nostalgic for something I've never seen before. It's so weird. I was watching this and being like, movies don't look like this anymore.
No, they don't.
Oh my God. It's just the
It's
colors
weird.
and everything. It's so amazing.
They did an unedited version of the movie recently, and they released it in 4K.
Yeah.
And it still somehow looks nostalgic, but cleaner.
Yeah.
There's more gore in the movie. I was like, so it's uncut. There's a little bit more of everything in it, but they've also cut the movie a little bit differently too, for the uncut version. Yeah. Also, the name of the building, I don't know. There's a couple of puns. And stuff. It's called "You Need a Medical Supply."
Yeah. Pretty funny.
So they get knocked out, and then the pair awaken to find The cadaver inside is missing, and a corpse that they have in the freezer has reanimated and is attempting to escape. In a panic, they call their boss, Bert, who comes down to the warehouse and decides to kill the cadaver. After destroying the brain, which...
also, there's a bunch of other... Sorry. There's a bunch of other things in the warehouse that have reanimated.
Like
the cadaver dog,
Yep.
which he starts hitting with a...
He starts beating it with a mallet. He's like, what are you doing?
Yeah.
That's a puppy.
Also, the really cool one is there's a display with a bunch of pinned butterflies on it that are dead, and they reanimate.
Yes.
And it's funny because when they're in frame,
did
they
not
make
catch
this
that.
sparkly noise, and then as soon as they move out, it's gone. You don't hear it anymore. It's really funny.
And in order to get that, they were just like...
Blowing
butterflies like
air.
printed on paper. Yeah, there's a guy off camera just blowing on them to make them animate.
That's tight.
So they decide because like, oh, what did they do in Night of the Living Dead? And he's like, oh, well, I think they destroyed the brain. And he's like, okay, let's do it. And so they pin down the corpse, and Bert shoves a pickaxe through its brain, right?
Yeah.
And it doesn't work. It's still alive. And they go, you mean the movie lied?
Yeah, so earlier when he's explaining to him like everything, they want to go in the basement, he explains that Night of the Living Dead is based on something that actually happened. It was a chemical leak
Right.
from this chemical that they were spraying on marijuana to try to kill marijuana. And it seeped into a local cemetery and brought these bodies back. The military contained the bodies and then shipped them to a storage facility. Some of them got lost, and they ended up, a couple of them, there.
Right.
During the break, I believe, does it show the general during after
It
they
shows
pass out?
the general before the movie starts. They start with him.
He's at the beginning?
Yeah,
Holy
he's
shit.
at the very
Okay.
beginning, and then nothing, and then he's at the very end.
Yeah.
That's how they end cap.
It's a book ending the
Yeah.
movie. Yeah.
I thought that once they pass out from the gas, I thought it then goes to San Diego.
Maybe I'm wrong.
And then you see him.
Maybe I'm wrong, but I
So
don't
there's
believe I am.
there's a general who's been put in charge of finding all of these and dealing and cleaning up with it.
And he's on call like
Also-
24/7. Yeah.
I know that you're a Community fan. Do you remember the Community zombie episode? Because it is based entirely on this movie.
Of course it is. Yeah.
I'll have to rewatch that.
It's great. It's a great episode.
So they attempt to destroy the brain of the corpse, and it doesn't do anything. It's still animated and trying to like, it's moving and independently, even like the arms and the legs and everything. So they dismember it. It's still moving. So Bert decides to ask the mortician next door, Ernie. And yes, two of the main characters are named Bert and Ernie. And that was a coincidence. Apparently Dan O'Bannon had no idea that was two major characters in Sesame Street. Yeah. But he decides to go next door and ask the mortician there if they can use his crematorium to burn the body.
Oh, wait, hold on, real quick. Was Ernie listening to like German?
Yes.
Yep.
So Ernie.
Yeah, I got a whole thing on this.
Oh, okay,
Yeah.
good.
He does have a German Luger too.
Yeah, I saw the Luger
And,
as well, but he doesn't look like he's
I
German.
think he's got a bikini poster of Ava Braun in the background too.
Oh, and he's got a drawing of Hitler too on the wall. It's a blink and you miss it. Yeah. No, it's alluded that he's a zombie or a Nazi.
that he's MAGA.
fucking crazy,
Yeah.
dude.
I don't know. I got a whole thing that I'll read later in the trivia section, but like, I don't know if apparently in the script, it was more heavily implied that he was either like an escaped Nazi or just someone who was sympathetic. Cause I don't know if the timeline, like he would have been ancient even by the
But it also
80s,
had an
right?
accent. He
Well,
definitely had
no,
to.
too, right?
I mean,
Yeah.
he's probably in his 60s or something by the 80s. So you
Maybe
figure
he
he
was
would have probably
young.
would have been, I don't know, in his 20s or something. It kind of lines
True.
up time wise.
Yeah, I guess you're right. But yeah, I read two different things of people being like, he's either just sympathetic or he could have been an escaped Nazi or something.
He doesn't really have an accent or an Argentinian
just-
accent.
He does speak in Argentina, but he does use German occasionally.
Oh,
Like when it's raining, he looks outside and says something that's German for like a soldier crying or something.
Hmm.
I think is what it said. But yeah, he's straight up listening to Nazi. I forget like who the composer was, but yeah, it's straight up like a song by a Nazi composer who was friends with what's the guy?
Goebbels.
Goebbels, yeah.
Yeah.
Is that it's it
Well, it's
pronounced that way?
Yeah, Goebbels.
Oh, Goebbels. Okay, yeah.
Yeah, I would know.
Oh, okay. But yeah, it's like
Don't hit me, please.
spend enough time around 40K players.
right. Yeah.
Well, no. The scene has changed. No. I know we're all we do jokes and stuff. The scene has changed. I don't want to hear it.
But the name of the
The
song
Black
is like
Templar players really seem to
The
like
Black Templar players are pretty bad though. That's true.
the name of the song is like Panzer's moving into Africa or something like
Oh,
that.
cool.
So it's Oh yeah, so the plan to burn the body in the crematorium is a success. However, the fumes from the body contaminate the air, which causes a toxic rainfall that ends up reanimating the corpses in the nearby cemetery.
So there's another set of characters.
I know, I'm getting to that.
Because they've already been doing a bunch of stuff on this. All right.
It's okay, baby.
I care about this movie, all right?
Meanwhile, Freddy's friends, Tina, Spider, Chuck, Suicide, Scuzz, Case, and Trash, arrive at the same cemetery to wait for Freddy to get off of work. The group drinks and parties in the cemetery, including Trash stripping and dancing on a gravestone.
Why?
So there's a couple.
She's horny, baby. We need titties in this movie.
So,
seriously, Dan O'Bannon was like, we need tits in this movie.
So as they pull up, there's something that I wrote, some little bits of dialogue.
Okay.
As they pull up,
there's some
Spider
real
says,
gems here.
"What a heinous, ugly place." And Trash goes, "I like it. It's a statement." The name of the cemetery is Resurrection Cemetery.
Yeah.
More foreshadowing. Trash talking about dying is foreshadowing.
She wants to be
dies,
bitten by a bunch of old men surrounding her.
No, she says that's the worst way to die.
Yeah,
is being surrounded by a bunch of old men, and then.
But I think she was saying she's having like a fantasy about it because she looks excited thinking about it.
I know, but she asks the other. I don't know any of their names. I'm so sorry.
Oh yeah, Spider. Is who she's with.
Okay, gotcha.
Yeah.
What do you think the worst way to die is? Because she fantasizes about dying all the time.
Yeah,
and he's like, I don't fucking know that. I don't think about that shit.
I try not to think about dying too much.
Yeah,
Spider lasts the longest too, right?
Yeah, he's also in a bunch of other horror movies.
Yeah, I think he's had the most successful career out of most of them, right?
He's had a very long career.
I guess not counting Linnea Quigley, Trash, maybe, because she's had a very good career.
Oh, the guy who plays Freddy is also in some of the Nightmare or Friday the 13th movies.
Yeah, I've seen him before.
Okay, yeah.
Not just
I think he plays Tommy in one of the movies later.
He's huge, and he's got like a striking figure.
Okay, yeah. He is really tall in this. Yeah. He's hunched over a lot, so you don't really notice it. Yeah.
But he's fucking tremendous.
Tina. So when Frank and them go over to get rid of the body,
in the crematorium,
they give it to him to put in there. Frank then mentions to Freddy, he said, some favor, because he's like, "Oh, you're gonna have to owe me a favor if I do this."
Ernie's making it up like it's a big deal, and what's the guy's name? Frank leans over and he goes, "Big deal. I could operate that thing."
Yeah. So, which is more foreshadowing for the movie,
right?
That's right.
Yeah.
They also, when they originally go there to tell him, like, "Hey, can you help us out?" They're like, "Oh, we got these rabid weasels," and he's like, "They're like, oh, you just throw them in the incinerator," and he's like, "Dude, no, that's like really fucked up. Let me just shoot him." And he pulls his Luger on. They're like, "No, we can't do that," and he's like, "Why?" And then it's just an awkward moment as they all stand there in silence. He then pulls open one of the bags and a hand comes out and grabs them, and he starts freaking out.
That was a really cool effect. Because they did the fake arm. Did they do the fake arm thing, or they had somebody behind Bert? Because it looked like it was just his arm coming out of the trash bag, and they had a fake arm holding the bag. Is that
might be what it is?
Okay,
I don't. Yeah, I'm not familiar with how they did that.
They had some really clever effects. Like I was watching really hard at certain points.
I know the one that pops up later is a puppet that they have a bunch of cool things for. That's when they brought in the new person, and it's
so when they just have the bags moving around, and he's like, "It's rabid weasels." It was just a bunch of those like battery operated monkeys that bang the cymbals over and over.
Oh, for
but
real?
they
That's
took
what
the
it was?
cymbals out, and so it's just those monkeys like swinging their arms together. That's what's in the bags, apparently.
So for the viewers that don't know, I'm wearing a Return of the Living Dead shirt with Trash on it, sitting on a tombstone right now. So I had to rep to
arms wrapped around her tits. So we're not openly horny in here.
She's nude, but it's tasteful. Carman and everyone are there too. She's a zombie too, though. Maybe who knows?
Who knows?
So anyway, but so there's some comments that are made in this when she starts stripping. Someone calls out, "Trash is taking off her clothes again." So, and they pull out the road flares and she starts dancing. Everyone's kind of dancing too. One of my favorite reaction shots is they show Spider face and he goes, and I don't know why. It's the goofiest look on his face. I love it. It's so fucking hilarious.
Spider's maybe my favorite after Suicide, and then Suicide dies so early though.
So Linnea Quigley was brought on specifically to play this role, knowing that she had the nudity in the movie.
Yeah.
The other actress that has the blue hair, I forget her name, she actually does a bunch of nude scenes in movies, but she was like, told Dan O'Bannon, "I don't want to do any more nude movies."
Well, she was a stripper and was like, "I'm tired of doing that shit. She's like, hire my friend to do this instead of me."
Well, apparently her and Linnea Quigley don't get along because she said like, "Oh, the movie would have been hotter if I did it." She's like literally gone
I did read that where she's like, "It would have been X-rated if it was me." And it was like very, okay, lady. Like,
she's very full of herself about it. But Linnea Quigley like knew what she was getting into. So they had Warner Brothers there when they filmed that scene, and she had a bush. And they were like, "You can't show her bush like that. We'll get an NC-17 rating." So they were like, "Okay." So they got her to get rid of her bush.
They got her trimmed.
And then they went over there and said, "You can't do that. You could see her vagina."
He's like, "It's even worse."
It's even worse. They got really mad about it. So then they were like, "What?" So they made her like a Barbie wraparound makeup piece for her crotch.
It's like a G-string that's like the color of her skin that they kind of like glued in there.
I used to know the term for this.
Oh, really?
Yeah, because in Saw 3, I watched the special features of it with the director's commentary and whatnot. And there's a lady who is strung up in a cold. God, these movies are so disgusting.
Like
a fridge thing, and they're blasting her with cold water, and the guy has to like reach through frozen bars to get a key to get her out. And they talked about the piece that you have to put over the genitalia of people so that you like can't see it.
I know for men it's nicknamed the cocksock.
Yeah, but for women it's something else. And I used to know the terminology for it. I could have been so clever. I could have been like, "Hey guys, I know what word you guys don't know."
But yeah, I'm sure it's just like a nude colored G-string with a bunch of spirit gum around it or something.
Yeah. So after she dances, so they have this friend that they use just to get a ride. His name's Suicide. He's the guy that has the beat up like old Cadillac that they use. And so Trash is walking around feigning herself off. She remains naked pretty much for the rest of the movie. There's an ongoing thing where she'll put clothes on, but something will happen. She'll accidentally lose them.
Yeah.
So she walks up to, she's like, "It's hot." And there's a nerd guy. He comes, one of the guys, and he goes, "Yeah, you're hot." And Suicide goes, "Scram, nerd." He walks away, and then Suicide starts going on about this thing, like, "You guys only hang out with me because I'm spooky, and you want to ride." And he starts like complaining about all this stuff. And so Trash comes up and starts dry humping him. She's like, "I think you're hot." and even though, he's, a crust punk scumbag, he's got respect for the dead. And he pushes her away, and he's like, "In a cemetery? Like, what's wrong with you?"
You have no respect.
Yeah, have some respect. And but he says this thing about, "You guys think this is just a costume? This is a way of life." Which Suicide has he has a literal like metal large chain that's attached to his nose ring to the back of his earring.
Yeah,
that's on him. So it's a guy who's very much trying hard to live the punk aesthetic. So it's perfect to hear from him.
He looks like a bully from Power Rangers. He looks like Bulk and/or Skull.
Yeah.
Merkin. It's a merkin.
Oh, I know that term now. Wow. Yeah. Okay.
You're welcome.
Yeah.
You're welcome.
I have heard that before.
Yeah. Okay, continue.
So as they burn the corpse, the ashes rise up into the...
Right, and create fume, which then causes a toxic rainfall, which seeps into the ground and reanimates the corpses.
It also burns the skin of people. It feels like it's reminiscent of acid rain. Do you guys remember?
No, they straight up, they invoke that. They say, like, "Is that acid rain?"
Do you guys remember?
That was a real phenomenon.
Yeah.
In the 90s, and being like super concerned your fucking skin was going to melt off, because I did.
And then we got rid of it because we cleaned up the environment. And then I bet it's going to come back.
Oh, yeah,
back in a big way.
In developing countries, it's still a thing and has been in South America. That's where it was the most prevalent. Like, I think in the United States, it wasn't as bad. Maybe in some of the more industrial states, like in the Northeast. But here... I know in California, like, I always heard about it and I was afraid of it all the time. Because it barely rained in California as it is.
Yeah. I always heard about smog growing up too, especially in LA and stuff. And apparently once they cut down on emissions, like, smog isn't really a big of a thing anymore now.
That's what was crazy. I was back there right after the fires. And it looked like LA in the 80s and 90s to me. I felt like I was back home.
I bet. Yeah.
A little bit. But you couldn't smell the smoke or anything. It was interesting. I don't know.
Oh, wow.
Anyway, so we see, I think we see like kind of there's a shot that they do where it pans down. So you're seeing it go through the ground into a casket.
I love the
and
shot.
you see the water drip onto a guy's shoes, like a corpse's shoes. There's some interesting shots they try to do to kind of invoke like bisect the ground so you can kind of see like as the chemicals are traveling or zombies are crawling out of the ground later.
I love that shit, by the way. That's my jam. I fucking love that stuff.
Yeah. So as everyone's partying, Tina wanders over to the warehouse to look for Freddy and discovers the reanimated corpse that was inside the military drum. Let's just go ahead and say his nickname is Tar Man. And if you've seen anything from this movie, it's either Trash Dancing Naked or Tar Man. It's a very iconic zombie.
Yeah.
So the rest of the group arrive just in time to rescue her, but suicide is eaten by the Tar Man during their escape.
Almost immediately.
Two things about this scene. It's interesting because this is the first time you see the zombies, how smart they actually are.
Yeah, they
Tina
actually
hides
can talk
inside a
and
broom
they can.
closet.
That's right.
And he fastens this chain around it to a hoist and starts pulling it. So the doors are slowly breaking off as Tina's friends arrive.
Yeah.
Another thing that happened is Tina tries to escape. She runs up the stairs. She falls through the stairs.
Yep.
I don't know if you know the trivia.
I have it, but go ahead. Yeah.
No. I want to save some for you. It's okay.
I cannot wait to learn this.
Let's just say it. As she's running up the stairs, one of the steps gives way, and she falls
back through onto the
and has to
level.
Yeah, and climbs through the stairs, and that's when she hides in the closet.
It's been a running gag. That's like, watch out for the third step, right?
Yeah. So that scene was shot without her knowing that step was going to give way. And the shot used is her real reaction there. Dan O'Bannon did not tell her it was going to happen. Yeah. There's some of the trivia we're going to talk about. Dan comes across as a fucking asshole.
What's his name is in director jail because he didn't... what's his name? The Martyrs guy. Remember? With the glass?
Yeah.
I
was just listening to this episode.
The glass.
So
Is this something we said and I totally forgot?
Yeah, the girl's like permanently scarred and everything.
From here all up to her fucking face. Yeah,
that's
because
right.
They didn't like...
It wasn't. They should have used a stunt actor. And they didn't. Yeah, that's right. I remember reading this now.
I have a feeling that the production of this movie, because they wanted to film it all at night, was pure anarchy. And I think that there were some things where he did stuff intentionally, but because he was trying to get the best result and he fucked up. But he also did do things that he was like, I'm not going to ask other people to do this without me doing it. They decided to eat calf brains for the zombies, and he ate it with them to be like, I'm never going to ask someone to do this that I wouldn't do it. And people were like gun ho about it. So it's kind of weird to see like where things fell through because this production was such anarchy.
That's self-reported by Dan, by the way. The way he says it, like, well, I wouldn't ask them to do anything I wouldn't do, so I ate the brains first. And it's like, okay, bud. With all the other stuff in conjunction that I've read about him, it just comes off to me as him just kind of bragging, and maybe that's not how it went. I don't know. I can't say. I wasn't there. But there's another bit. I forget if it was Bert or Fred, the two older guys that work at the warehouse. Or no, not Fred. Frank. Bert and Frank. One of them said that they ended up playing the guy. Dan O'Bannon was supposed to play one of them, and but then he met one of those actors. I forget which one now, and decided to cast them instead. And he said that, like, on the commentary track, he has a line where he's like, yeah, we had a few differences of opinion on how the character is supposed to go. And, Dan O'Bannon punched me out a few times, but it's okay. It ended up working out and making the character better. So I'm glad as long as it worked out on screen.
Jesus.
Yeah. I mean, Jesus Christ,
I'd never heard this.
I didn't pull it from my thing because I was like, okay. But it's just like, one of those things where it's like boys will be boys, like a kind of like old timers. Like, yeah, sometimes you have a fist fight with the fucking director, but you know what? As long as the movie is better because of it, it's like, okay,
well,
dude.
I've heard it's not Frank, it's Bert. I believe is the person that, because Bert. Another thing that kept happening with that movie, from what I understand, is he was like, "This is dumb. This doesn't make any sense."
Yeah,
he kept like questioning things, and he didn't get the tone of the movie.
Right.
And a lot of other people were like, "Hey, I'm for what we're gonna do." The guy who plays Freddy pierced his ear and showed up and said, "Like, I'm ready to be a punk rocker."
I didn't know he could wear a fake earring.
Yeah. Like, why'd you do that? We could have just given you a fake earring.
Yeah.
So it seems like. I'm not going to try to defend him. I know it was the 80s, and I'm sure he did a bunch of bad shit. I like Dan O'Bannon, regardless, because I love this movie.
Yeah.
But I don't agree with what he did. I think there's some shitty stuff that happened. I can also just imagine having a movie that's so dependent on special effects and having someone there that doesn't know what they're doing.
Right.
That must
and
be like.
The production sounds like it was a nightmare.
Yeah, so it doesn't mean he should have beat up the guy if he punched him.
Also,
hey, get in my trailer. This guy's pissing me off. I need to punch someone.
the lady that plays, is it Case? She's the one that's not trash.
Yeah.
But she said she was going to be trash, but didn't want to be naked. She has said, I don't know if she goes to like a lot of conventions and like gave a lot of this stuff off the cuff, but she says that she met Dan O'Bannon because he was like in the VIP area at her strip club all the time, where like all the rich, powerful people hang out and like,
Yeah,
I was
Dan
getting the impression
O'Bannon hung out with strippers.
Yeah,
like
punks.
He was living LA 80s in the best way, and that's what I like about it.
I was getting the impression that like, yeah, he's in the back room like snorting blow.
But if you see Dan O'Bannon, he's not like the like rich executive type. He's just a scuzzy punk guy that wanted to make this movie.
He is a Paul Verhoeven character.
Yes,
to me, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So the group, Tina's being attacked by the tar man. The rest of the group arrive just in time to rescue her, but Suicide gets eaten by the zombie as they're escaping.
Gets that chunk bitten out of his forehead.
Right in his head, yeah. So they lock the basement door, and then the group runs through the cemetery to reach the mortuary because they believe that that's where they saw Freddy go earlier.
They support the door. They all almost leave Spider after it closes it, and he's like, "What the hell? Is this going to leave me?"
But as they're running through the cemetery, they are confronted by the reanimated corpses that are now crawling out of their graves. Trash is eaten by a group of zombies.
So Trash loses her shirt for the second time before she's eaten.
Was it even did someone give her a vest or something?
Like a coat.
Yeah,
and then she wraps like a white
the one from the
sash.
other girl. She's like, "Give me that!"
Yeah.
And the car steals it from her. Then it immediately gets wet, so it's completely fucking useless. She like loses that later. Yeah, so she trips and gets separated from the group, and then she gets mauled by a bunch of undead in the cemetery.
Yeah, so Trash gets eaten by a group of zombies in the way that she basically described earlier, as we alluded to. Chuck and Casey return to the warehouse in the chaos, and Spider, Tina, and Scuzz arrive at the mortuary. So in the mortuary, Spider, Tina, and Scuzz meet up with Frank and Freddy and Bert and Ernie. And Frank and Freddy are becoming ill from their exposure to the gas. They look bad.
This is when the group is now in the mortuary, right?
Yes.
Right.
Do you remember what Ernie says to them as they come in? He says, "Are you crazy? Are you on PCP?"
Yeah,
that's what he says to these fuckers.
I love the makeup for
waves his gun at them.
Frank and Freddy
as they're slowly
dying,
basically.
Yeah, the makeup is like really well
this
done.
Is where I find that the movie reaches like a fever pitch, where this is like everything's kind of been slower and it's easy to track, but this is like in full anarchy, where the movie just starts to spin and all the characters and everything's happening so fast.
Yeah,
this movie's only about like 80 minutes long.
It is an hour
a
and 24 minutes.
I think it's like 90-91.
Yeah.
So Bert and Ernie call paramedics who come and check out the Frank and Freddy, and all of their tests indicate that they are dead. Like they don't have a pulse and their body temperature is room temperature, which freaks out Frank and Freddy, obviously. Trash, meanwhile, has become a zombie herself and is joining the other zombies and feeding on brains.
She looks like a ghoul.
Well, she's covered in like white mud.
She looks like Zool.
Yes,
she does.
She does.
Yeah, I was actually thinking the same thing.
She looks like a mix of Zool and the girlfriend at the end of Fright Night when she becomes all vampire mode.
Well, okay. The one movie in this series I've seen before is Return of the Living Dead 3.
Oh.
Which is basically like, what
Romeo
if you had a hot punk girlfriend who was a zombie? Like, that's the whole premise of the movie, basically. Have you seen this one?
Yeah, I've seen
it. I think when they wrote that movie, they were like, what if we just made the whole movie about the Trash character is what it feels like.
Oh, okay.
And she looks just like this. She's like all white, but like super punk, has like piercings and like a leather jacket.
Well, she's also kind of grunge. It's in the 90s.
Yeah, you're right. It was like, what was it, like 90-91?
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah, because all these movies came out like, late 80s, early 90s.
Mm-hmm.
Well, except for the two bad sequels we talked about. So Bert and Ernie decide to barricade the mortuary for protection from the zombies outside. Scuzz is killed. That's the guy we talked about earlier. While protecting the barricade, and the zombies eat the paramedics.
He gets a big chunk taken out of his head too, and he's pulled out the window. A very fitting death for a
piece of shit. Yeah.
The zombies eat the paramedics that go outside and call for more paramedics and more police who just keep getting eaten.
The zombie that bites Scuzz, they pull in.
So that's the one that they pull in. Yeah.
They stab it with a
like a spear
or something.
Yeah.
And they're like, throw it outside or kill it. And he's like, no, keep it. We need it alive. It's barely like.
It's the upper
together.
half of a like very
emaciated,
decomposed zombie. Yeah,
of a woman.
They restrain her on the mortuary table and they start asking her like, why are you doing this? Why are you eating brains?
This is another excellent effect.
I think this is maybe the best effect in the whole movie. Like you could argue Tarman might be more. So they're quizzing the corpse, and she explains that the reanimated corpses can feel themselves rotting, and eating the brains of the living helps relieve the pain of being dead. So Frank and Freddy are... Oh, go ahead.
I feel like changes the context for the characters. Like you see the zombies as being this like uncontrollable like evil thing, and you really see that they're
desperation.
Yeah, they're the really what it is like
they're driven by pain.
Yeah, even though they're dead, they still feel something, and that they're like helpless to this craving for brains. The brain thing never existed in zombie movies before this, by the way.
Yeah, this essentially it created that trope.
I did not know that.
This movie created the brain trope for zombies at that time.
Yeah.
So it's really interesting to see it come from this really place of like sadness. I feel like you really feel that they said like, she says, it's the only thing that stops the pain. And they're like, what pain? And she says, the pain of feeling myself rotting.
Yeah.
And it's not, I feel like rather than it being it's a little creepy, but it's very like sad the way that it's delivered instead of it being like scary.
I agree.
So yeah, like modern horror weren't the first movies to only be about trauma. You know, it was also in the 80s.
And 60s.
And 60s, yeah.
And 50s a little bit. Yeah.
So Frank and Freddy are showing signs of becoming zombies themselves. So Bert has them locked in the chapel. And Tina refuses to abandon Freddy, but he very soon attempts to eat her, prompting Bert, Ernie, and Spider to come in and rescue her by reopening the chapel. And they blind Freddy with some strong acid.
I love, hold on real quick, that when Freddy gets hit like over the head by one of the guys, you could see the stunt double. Like he immediately goes from like being a tall 20-year-old to like a guy in his late 30s, early 40s with like a receding hairline. Shit was crazy.
Also, something that should be noted, and this goes back to the actor who played Bert.
Yeah.
Apparently, when they were practicing, he wanted an actual metal like pole, but he almost hurt a couple of people. So David Bannon had them swap it out with a soft one. Yeah, soft one at the last minute. But he was like, no, I want to feel the weight. So I think there's some shit between them.
Apparently that guy had anger issues too, according to Dan.
This is the guy that he punched. Yeah, so I think there's some other stuff going on here.
Anyway, during this struggle, Frank manages to escape. He dips out behind everybody and goes down to the crematorium and decides to commit suicide by climbing in and activating it and burning himself to death. Bert and Spider flee the mortuary in a police car, but the large number of zombies force them to leave Tina and Ernie behind. So Ernie and Tina hide in the attic while a blinded Freddy searches for them and attempts to break into the attic. Ernie holds Tina close and considers executing themselves with his little Luger. Very reminiscent of how Adolf Hitler and Eva Braun went out.
Yeah, this is true.
Yeah, a lot of allusions to the Nazis here with Ernie's character.
While this is happening, Frank has broken off from the group and he goes into the crematorium.
I said that. Yeah.
You saw him put his ring on the thing.
What was so that it doesn't get burned with his corpse? Is that why he did that?
I think that he did that. Yeah. So, if his wife, because you do hear him he has a wife, you hear him talk on the phone too at the beginning. And it seems like they have a loving relationship. He says, I'll be home soon. And he's talking to her. It seems like he cares about his wife.
Is the ring to be like, this is where I went?
Yeah. I think for him to say leaving something behind for his wife.
And he says a little prayer and forgive me, Yeah. He's probably Catholic, I guess.
Apparently when they filmed that, the smoke coming out of it was a real problem, so they had to get him in and out of that thing quick, the way that it like closes.
Was it real flames?
No, it was just an actual like smoke machine or something, but it was really hard to be in that chamber with all the smoke coming
honestly out watching him climb into it and close it like freaked me out a little bit. I was like, if I was an actor, could I have done that? You know what I mean? Like, would I have been okay climbing into there and closing the door? I don't believe it's actually
mechanically operated, so I believe it's probably people that have control over it.
Okay,
and so he's not sitting there waiting for the button to be pressed again for it to come open. But I think that he still is in a confined space with smoke, and that can be very claustrophobic.
Yeah, I bet it would have freaked me out if I had to do that scene. So Bert and Spider managed to get back inside the warehouse where they find Casey and Chuck. And after incapacitating the tar man,
he knocks his block off. This is a
straight up swings and hits that guy's head right off.
So they're like, hey, we can't use the phone in there. There's zombies in there. There's a phone in the basement. You don't want to go in the basement. There's a guy in there. And he's like, oh, really? he's like, I'm gonna knock his block off. So he waits out there with a bat. They open the door, and he does. He takes Tarman's head off in one hit, and then they rush into the basement. And yeah, it's a really funny scene.
So there's like a phone number for the military on the side of the tanks, and Bert initially refuses to call it because he doesn't want to get the military involved, and he's like, it'll ruin my business. Well, obviously things have gone so south now that they decide that's what they got to do. But first he contacts the police, and they have like a barricade set up around like the block. And then he's talking to the cops and then listens as they get overrun by the zombies. And he's like, well, we're fucked now, basically. So then they decide to call the military. They call that number on the side of the drums, which reaches the military officer, Colonel Glover, who we've seen, much earlier in the film. He's like this guy that's on standby at all times to be called whenever one of these like lost drums gets found.
Yeah, the way that he deals with the whole situation is very like clinical, and I love. You don't see the other side of the conversation. He's like, why didn't you call us when it was breached? Okay, understandable. So he's
exactly.
like, oh, so you knew that you're going to be in some shit, and he's like, and then what happened? And then what happened from that?
And he's just jotting down notes,
jotting down notes. And then he's like,
it's really good. Like I'm giggling the whole time this was happening. It's just very,
and he's one of them. He's pausing because, and what effect did that have? I see.
Yeah.
So like,
and it's just very calm and calculated. And it's like, he's like, oh, he's about to nuke these people.
Yeah. So I wanted to ask Will about this. Maybe he would know more than me. So sorry. So after he gets off the phone with them, he calls into like a military dispatch, like satellite station, which then connects him with a guy and
the artillery guy. Yeah.
And you see a nuclear artillery loaded into this artillery machine. Yeah. I thought most of the nukes were bombs. I didn't know that we actually had like artillery shell nukes. So I don't know if the movie is just being
playing
silly.
fast and loose, and it's also
because that's just a bullet. That's just
that's what I said. I was like, it's literally a nuclear bullet or something. He had to know that it was silly. It was just like, fuck it, whatever.
Yeah.
So you see that,
and it's the 80s, and they're like the Cold War, and all this stuff is happening. So it's
So he calls. There's a very young
artillery officer.
Can do artillery.
He's real
officer.
excited to get the call. He's like, finally some action. You can tell. Yeah. So Glover. Notified that the zombies have taken over the area, Glover has the town destroyed by nuclear artillery, effectively killing Bert and all the other survivors. So in the wake of the strike on Louisville, Colonel Glover is heard telling his commanding officer that everything went as planned and that the results could not be more positive. In a very Metal Gear Solid-esque outro scene where we're not looking at the title card for the movie while we're hearing this phone call, but it's every Metal Gear game ends like this. It's so good.
Yeah.
And unbeknownst to him, however, the fires from the explosion are releasing trioxin into the atmosphere, just as the crematorium had, now over a much wider area.
Yeah, he says, oh, the rain's coming in. It's going to wash everything away. We don't need to worry about it. It's all good. So you see the process now repeating again.
We hear zombies screaming in the background in their graves, indicating that the invasion is about to begin again.
So there is one thing you skipped over that's really funny, which is after they launch the artillery, you get everyone's reaction as they hear the artillery falling in. Frank on the phone,
so
like,
crazy.
what is that? Tina, and this is the scene that Will was talking about that terrified him as he's about to break in because Freddy actually ends up breaking in just as it strikes, killing them.
And it freeze frames on him breaking open the door.
You hear him saying, he's like, you hurt my arm, Tina, but
I broke my arm
because I need to eat your brains. And that happens. You also see Trash's boobies for one last time as her and the horde of zombies stare up into the sky as it approaches. So you get all these different cuts of the characters as they hear the approaching doom. It's pretty funny.
One more note. Ernie is wearing like a burgundy tracksuit and burgundy New Balances. I had those exact same fucking shoes.
Did
you get them from Ocean View Dining?
No. Come on, they're nicer looking than fucking
You don't
his
shop at
clothes.
OVD?
No, I don't.
They also have a mean lobster bake.
Listen, those shoes were hot as shit, okay? I really liked those shoes.
I went to HHN with Will and his wife. They were kind enough to invite me. And I had a great time. But that entire night, I kept wanting to ask Kaylee, you kiss your son on the mouth?
You should have.
After listening to that episode, I was just like holding it in all night. I already felt like I had fucked up enough. So
you kiss your son on the lips?
You kiss your son on the lips?
I love that shit.
Okay,
So funny.
there is so much trivia about this movie because like it is a cult classic and it's had so many different commentary tracks and like all the cast and crew have gone on multiple interviews like at cons and stuff. So there's a lot to talk about and we're going to rehash some of the things we've already mentioned, but I'll go into more detail here. Like earlier, Alex, you mentioned about the skeletons coming from India. So in the film, a character mentions that all the medical skeletons come from India, but does not know why. So this is based on reality. At the time the film was made, India was the most common supplier of anatomical collections used around the world for over 180 years, beginning under British colonial rule. The human tissues are believed to have mostly been obtained illegally or unethically, if you will. And in 1985, the practice was banned by the Supreme Court of India. Many historical skeleton human remains continue to be used to this day in medical classrooms across the world, as India supplied up to 60,000 skeletons a year before the ban.
Holy shit.
And I think you also alluded to this, Alex. O'Bannon, while working on Alien, recalled H.R. Geiger requesting fresh skulls to aid his designs. O'Bannon said they were wrapped in plastic, just like that. Oh, wow, was that a Twin Peaks reference? And they were the most beautiful skulls.
Laura Palmer on it?
Yeah. They were the most beautiful skulls I had ever seen, like works of art, and the teeth were all perfect. I was told they all came from India. On the back of Freddy's jacket in the theatrical version, the words "fuck you" are embroidered. Now, after realizing that the shot could not be used in case it was ever edited for TV, a second jacket was made that says television version and can be seen in the TV version of the movie.
That's amazing.
Because I clocked that at one point. He's like laying on the ground and you see the "fuck you," and I was like, oh, that's funny. Like, that's really good. And then I didn't even think about the TV edit. The character Ernie, played by Don Calfa, is thought to be a Nazi due to him sharing his name with Ernst Kaltenbrunner. There are also character details that provide an indication of his past. Ernie listens to the German Afrika Korps march song Panzer Rollen in Afrika vor on his Walkman while he embalms bodies. He carries a German Walther P-38, has a picture of Eva Braun in his morgue, and refers to the rainstorm coming down as Ein betrunken Soldat, which means a drunk soldier in German. Wow. So here's all my real facts.
Yeah.
He really knows his way around a crematorium and seems surprised and ashamed when he learns that the dead can feel pain.
Ooh.
Dan O'Bannon in the DVD commentary mentions that Ernie was intended to be escaped Nazi in hiding. So there's that.
Okay.
John A. Russo had previously teamed up with George A. Romero to make Night of the Living Dead in 1968. And afterwards, both men had different ideas for sequels, so they parted ways, and Russo started working on an adaptation of a novel he had written called The Return of the Living Dead. Alex, you mentioned a lot of this earlier. At the same time, Romero was making Dawn of the Dead in 1978. An independent producer, Tom Fox, bought Russo's script, and he set up production and gave the script to Dan O'Bannon. However, O'Bannon refused to direct it as it was written. He felt it was too much of a serious and straightforward horror attempt at making a sequel to Night of the Living Dead, and he did not want to, quote, intrude so directly on Romero's turf. It was rewritten to occur in a fictional universe where Night of the Living Dead is a movie based on true events with more humor, up to the point where it only superficially resembled the novel. Go ahead.
Something that I had heard, I don't know the truth of this, so I'm going to preface this like Will. I had heard this in passing, is that Toby Hooper, who went to direct Life Force, which was written by Dan O'Bannon,
he went and worked on that too.
Was originally supposed to work on this movie, but they ended up swapping.
I think I read
what
that
they were
too.
Directing.
I think I also read this.
And Life Force, it's so funny because Life Force is about a woman who's naked, who's an energy vampire that just walks around and kills people.
Yep.
And the special effects in that movie are fucking great, but I would never put Will through that movie because it is boring.
Yeah, you guys know that my attention span is fleeting.
Dude, I'll just show you some clips online. You'll be like, "This looks great," and then that's it. We don't ever have to watch it.
I'm skipping over most of this other trivia because I already talked about it, but this last one's really good. So in the film, the chemical that animates the undead is called 2,4,5-trioxin, and it's a chemical developed by the Darrow Chemical Company for the military. And that is a play on the real-life Dow Chemical Company, who was involved with the 1960s development and manufacture of Agent Orange, which is scientifically known by the name 2,4,5-T-dioxin, and it was infamously used by the U.S. military during the Vietnam War as a powerful defoliant. It was meant to kill off the trees and shrubs
but it
in Vietnam,
fucked up
and
people.
it poisoned a lot of troops. I remember when I was a teller at the bank, there was a family that would come in and they would tell me about how their grandfather, like the patriarch of the family, would receive checks from the military because he was so messed up by Agent Orange.
Jesus.
And they had won a lawsuit or something and like were receiving benefit checks because of it. And it's like, and they were saying like all the things that it did to him. It was, oh man, it was brutal.
Wow.
But yeah, in the movie, it's said that this chemical was created to kill off marijuana plants. Okay, Will,
Yes.
I'm going to come to you last. Alex, how many stars would you give Return of the Living Dead?
This is out of 5.
Out of 5. Oh, you really got to think about this, huh?
Well, because he's trying to be objective.
Yeah, like I love this movie. It's difficult for me to be objective. Like
Well,
the
no,
lazy
it's a
thing would
review.
be to give it a
By its nature,
it
it's
a
subjective.
5.
It's fine.
There are things about the movie, like if the entire movie had the same effects artist for it, I think this movie would be fucking legendary.
Yeah.
It's pretty well known, you know, and it does have a cult status. But it's not a perfect movie. There's a little bit of things. I mean, we could have used more Linnea Quigley boobies. Why she turns into
A fucking ghoul.
yeah, she turns into a fucking ghoul. Some of the rules are a little weird too.
Yeah.
Does she get torn apart? Do they just nibble on her a little bit, and then she turns like some of the things?
She has like no
a little
scars
weird.
or
She died of fright. And
Yeah.
they were like, oh, fuck this.
I would want to. I'm going to give this movie a 4.8.
Okay,
That's
there
what
you
I'm
go.
going to.
Okay.
I really enjoy this movie. I can understand people not being as hyped on it. You know, I'm glad that Will had a childhood experience with it, honestly, because me seeing it pretty young, it, you know, embedded itself into my, you know, life. But yeah, that's, I mean, it's hard for me to be objective when it is something that's a little bit closer to me. So, yeah.
Well, that's, don't let that be a hang up, man. If it's a personal favorite, rate it as a personal favorite. You know,
I would love for you guys to do a, put this for the brand, maybe do like a headstone, like case for the Blu-ray.
Yeah.
Do,
Okay.
like,
Yeah.
the TV all the different versions for it would be fun. Like, you know, the TV one, the uncensored one, the extended cut for it. I would love to even see like I'm sure this movie has a bunch of cool special features.
It has a lot of
documentary
releases
about
too. In fact, it was a very popular VHS tape, right? A lot of 80s and 90s kids grew up like watching this a lot. I was not one of them, unfortunately, but you were, I take it.
I didn't see it until it was on Blu-ray.
Oh, fuck. Okay, never mind.
Sorry, not Blu-ray, DVD.
DVD, okay.
I saw it on DVD early 2000s. I saw it. So it was like to hit me on my teenage years. So it was like the perfect mix for me.
Well, and also it was on VHS for a long time. And then apparently it didn't hit DVD right away. And there was like a fan campaign that was like spearheaded by this one particular guy to get it put on DVD. And the guy was like calling up like crew members and like got a hold of Dan O'Bannon himself apparently, and was like, hey, I'm trying to get like the studio to put this out on DVD, and it worked. It's
so cool to see that the horror community comes together like that, because this isn't the first time this has happened. Monster Squad had to have a fan campaign to get them to release it on Blu-ray or on DVD and Bluray. And then they made a documentary about it. This happens with a bunch of movies now. Studios seem to think that these older horror movies, people don't give a shit about them, but they don't know, like, Alex, millennials are the ultimate nostalgia generation where we have to like beg for these things.
For physical media and stuff.
It sucks because so much of it will pop up on these, like, you want to talk about movies that disappear from online, like, you know, libraries and stuff that they don't give a shit about. These niche horror movies are the first things that get cut. They do not give a fuck about them. The Marvel movies will always be there. But this stuff, this is the type of shit that disappears. It's hard to find on Tubi and all this. You really need to like hunt them down.
I was going to say Tubi's like the place to go, I think.
Yeah, and Tubi has some of them, but then some of them just disappear into the fucking ether and you can't find this stuff. So,
you know how Amazon Prime has like movies that like aren't legit?
Yeah.
Like they will have like
their Amazon Prime movie, the one, or War of the Worlds, the War of the Worlds movie. That
apparently, I don't know why, but I will see this all the time on like film subreddits and stuff. And they're like, hey, the version of this movie on Amazon Prime, like, I think it's a fan edit. Like, shit like that happens a lot.
Yes, I have seen that. They've been editing things out. Like, what was it? There was a movie that has to do about, like, it's, like, anti-capitalist. And has, like,
this also happens, yeah.
And they've been, like, editing out.
They cut out a part where it could have been assumed that it's alluding to the Trump administration, even though it came out before him.
Yeah.
But, no, there's even, like, there's movies up there where it's, like, this is like a lost cut of this movie. Like, how did this get uploaded? And it's almost like, I don't think the studio uploaded this version.
Can
like,
I get a cut of Home Alone 2 without Donald Trump? Fucking great.
Also, you were saying how studios like don't put out physical media releases of movies. That's still happening today. Barbarian, the Zach McGregor movie.
Oh, that's right.
Still doesn't have a physical release. I think it was only recently announced, but it's because people have been clamoring for it. You know, with weapons coming out, people were like, "Where the fuck is Barbarian? Why is there not a Blu-ray?"
We don't want to be beholden to paying HBO a fee every month just so we can watch Barbarian.
Or to just buy like a digital copy which is like ethereal. It's not real. You know, you don't own that. You're just paying someone to be like, yeah, I guess you can watch it, like while we let you, kind of thing, you know?
Yeah.
But yeah, people have wanted a physical copy for years, and it finally just recently got announced.
There's a steelbook that I really want to get for Return of the Living Dead, which is the body on the slab. It's the corpse.
Oh, wow, that's cool.
It folds out, and it's, you know, the torso.
Yeah,
it looks really cool. But yeah, I think there's a lot you could do with this movie, and I think it's niche enough that it can be on like a cool like indie brand, and you can do something specific with it.
Right.
Well, it's also big enough that it has name notoriety.
I was going to say, it already has a lot of releases too, so I don't know if there's a whole lot we could do to improve on that by putting it on the Debaser label.
I would say Debaser commentary would be really funny. Like, Will's story is what a lot of people experience, and people need to like be comfortable with that. Like, we come from a generation where it's funny because movies are so sexless now.
Yes.
And I feel like people are afraid of it. This movie is not like gross, I feel like, in its like display of it. She is like very comfortable. You can tell Linnea Quigley was totally down. Like, it's very sex positive. Like, the only thing to a point where someone's like, let's not be disrespectful to this cemetery.
all the guys turn her down except for the one horny dude in the like the tweed blazer, you know.
Get lost in her.
Keeps striking out with everyone.
Yeah, that's a whole thing that happens in that movie. Doesn't someone say she's like, you can go fuck off and die, but do the second one first, or at some point.
Case like he keeps him and Case run off together to the warehouse. And when they're about to die, she's like, you know, I never liked you, you know, but they're still like, you know, commiserating together as they're about to die. So I'm glad you brought that back up, by the way, this being like a horny movie for Will. I'll just talk about mine.
Please.
It was John Carpenter's Vampires.
Oh, really?
I had the DVD.
I've never seen that.
For some reason, it's not a good movie. Oh, don't seek it out. It's awful.
Bet she has a good soundtrack, though.
You know what? It does. I think Metallica is even on the soundtrack. But it's a weird movie, not one of Carpenter's best by any means. And I like Escape from LA, so I have a low bar.
Yeah. Escape from LA is.
I actually just saw an interview where Bong Joon-ho was talking to John Carpenter, and he said he prefers Escape from LA to Escape from New York. And I was like, oh my God, I feel so validated. But anyway, go ahead.
I love that you get to see Universal Studios, Hollywood in that movie too, which I think is really funny.
That movie is so like, hey, LA's cool. Wouldn't it be cool if we like drowned it? Anyway, that movie, like, I forget the name of the actress. Is it Kim Cattrall? Who is it? Kim Basinger? Yeah, look it up for me.
I got you.
You see a lot of like female nude, like you know, breast only in that movie, and like that was the only reason I would just watch it all the time.
Jared,
not a good movie though.
Species. Species is not a good movie.
We didn't own it on DVD, but anytime it was on TV, I would watch it because that movie was made for horny teenagers, man. The whole series is made for horny teenagers.
Is it Cheryl Lee?
Oh, probably. That looks familiar. Yes,
it's Cheryl Lee.
I remember
John Carpenter's Vampires.
I have a John Carpenter kind of moment too, but it's from Ghosts of Mars.
Oh, I think we rented that one time, but
and
is
that's
Ice Cube in that?
Natasha Stridge in it too. The chick from Species.
Species
is the main character, I think, in that movie.
I always get that movie mixed up with.
I forget what her. I gotta look her name up.
I always get that movie mixed up with a different Mars movie
because they came out around the same time.
Yeah, they came out like I think in the same year. And one of them, Ice Cube, is like shooting robots with 2 machine guns. And I don't remember which one.
That's
it is.
not Ghost of Mars.
That's not Ghost of Mars. Okay, Mission to Mars, maybe.
It's
where they're trying to like create an environment on Mars that's like habitable for humans with robots, but the robots just overpopulate and become like offensive to humans. Like they have to go in and kill the robots.
Yeah, that sounds like Mission to Mars because
I don't remember.
Ghost of Mars is there's already there was a civilization on there, and
they have to fight aliens or something.
No,
they possess dead body. They possess people.
Oh,
so it's these ghosts.
There's a vault on Mars. There was like an ancient civilization that already existed there. Okay.
Yeah, the precursor.
Yeah, I've seen. The precursors.
Okay,
the Forerunners.
We got to speak in Destiny / Bungie lore. So I give Return of the Living Dead 3 stars.
That's crazy because A, you didn't ask me, and B, that's exactly what
I said I'm going to you last.
Oh, I'm last. Okay.
Damn.
I thought last is in after Alex.
No, the big,
okay.
we're building to
I'm
you
so
because
sorry.
Alex was so worried about what you were going to say about this movie.
Edit this part out.
No, I'm staying in. But yeah, I give the film 3 stars. It's very solid. It's very funny. It holds up really well. I loved so much like the way the film looks, what it's it being shot on like this film stock.
Yeah, I think that's fair. Like if I had just come into it for the first time, seeing what it was, I would probably give it like an 3.8. But since I have a nostalgia boner for it, that definitely pushes it
for
up,
sure.
I feel like.
I will say I would have been more into it if the punk music was more hardcore than rockabilly, because I do not like rockabilly.
Dude,
me either.
That's interesting because you should look at the whole soundtrack. There is other punk in it. We need to have a conversation about punk because you complained about something being labeled as punk music on an episode.
Superman, yeah.
Oh yeah, for Superman, we'll have a conversation about this.
Because they're using like ska music.
It wasn't just that too. It was also friendship because they were playing Slipknot and they call it punk.
They keep calling Slipknot
that's the
punk music, and that's new metal. It's totally different.
I feel like you don't really get to call what is punk because I feel like you're more of a new metal kind of guy.
I am new metal.
I need to go through and see what you categorize as punk.
But my dad listened to hardcore. He was like like Black Flag and shit. Like that was my dad, and that's to me punk music. But I know that's hardcore punk technically.
No, that's like old punk. That's like OG punk. Hardcore is a genre within punk in the 80s, but like what people now there's like post hardcore punk.
Yes,
is what's
I know.
New. This is a whole fucking.
We could be here for days. Yeah, doing genres.
I want to hear Will. Yeah.
Oh, I would give it a 3 as well. Everything that you just said, I agree with. Like, I don't even know how to compound on it. Like, I do like the way that the movie looks. The aesthetics are great. I do have like a old connection to the film.
Connection.
I love the Tar Man. I completely forgot where the fuck that was from until last night, and it's gonna haunt me for a couple of weeks from now. But like, the dialogue kind of sucks.
Oh yeah,
the dialogue's ass, and I don't.
But
I
feel like
there's some really good
bad
lines
it's
in
good.
it.
Yeah. There's some stuff that's really bad that
it's just not my style. I'm not I'm not gonna shit on the movie because I'm not. I had a great time watching it last night. It's just it's not a thing that I would go and seek out.
Yeah, I was hoping you would take it. I feel like it kind of is in the same vein as Killer Clowns from Outer Space.
Yes,
which I know that you and your family. That's why I was talking to you about. It was like it's a little more Killer Clowns from Outer Space, it's not Jaw or anything. Do you think you'd put it on the label as something that people would enjoy?
Actually, what's really funny is we talked and we're like, well, Superman would not be on the label because it's like it's cape shit. Even
it's
though
a big studio movie,
we really enjoyed it.
Superhero,
But unironically, even though this is not a thing for me, I would put this under our label.
Yeah,
I think it's got a lot of really cool trivia. I loved like that's what I was waiting for when you guys were talking about this, like all this shit that you dug up behind the scenes for this film is the most interesting thing about this film. Halfway through they get rid of their effects guy and they get a better effects guy. The skeleton thing, like all these different little bits and pieces that made this movie what it is really cool. And you can do a lot. Like obviously it's had a ton of re-releases, so we would have to be really innovative on what we would do to add to this thing, like different art, different box, all this other shit. But this does feel like it is right up our alley. It's horror. It's got a lot of trivia. It's a cult classic. Like this is even though like I'm rating this less than Superman or whatever, I would have 100% put this under our label if we had one.
Yeah, and it's important as like a historical object.
Yeah,
as well.
Brains comes from this. The zombies' hunger for brains comes from this.
So much of the zombie genre.
You guys are starting to make me think that I might pull my score back to a 4 or a 4.5 because like as a piece of art, like this is a nostalgic piece of candy for me that I really enjoy, but it's not like something like I feel like with art movies that like really hit deep, like this movie doesn't have an emotional effect on me.
Correct.
Yeah.
I've put this movie on during having parties in the background. It's also funny because suddenly people will be like boobies out of nowhere for this zombie movie, which is what's really funny about it. But I don't know. I think 4.5 is actually where I would put it because I don't feel like.
Oh no, we're chipping away.
No, that's so funny because I was about to go to 3.5. We're just eventually going to be in the hand-holding club. We're just getting closer.
We'll be in the Golden Plate Club.
Yeah,
there we go.
Well, hey, on that, let me segue real quick.
Sure.
On that note, I've got a treat, and it's time for us to play Snack or Whack.
Yeah.
Wait, what's going on? What is this? Whoa, wait, what is this? Oh, are these koala yummies?
Listeners with misophonia, please turn off the podcast now. Thank you for listening. But for the rest of you, I have a bag for each of us of Koala's March strawberry flavor.
This is going to be what kills me. This is the thing that pushes me over the edge.
Okay, Alex, for real, if you don't want to indulge in this, I understand.
All right,
so how do we play this game?
We're just going to open up the bag.
Yeah.
And if you like it, it's a snack. If you don't like it,
Can
it's
you
a
smell
whack.
it?
Exactly. So for the
smell it?
non-Doughboys fans listening, I'm ripping off a bit here. We're just eating a snack, and we're going to decide if it's a snack or whack. One's good, one's bad, obviously.
I don't even have to bite into this. I already know it's a snack.
Dude, okay, for
It's
real?
the strawberry ones.
Yeah,
It's strawberry
you can
flavor.
smell it, dude. It
Let me
smells so
tell you
good.
right now, I think this is my favorite candy, hands down.
Oh, okay.
So it's going to be a snack for me. I already know that. Now, they used to market these
Oh my God.
at American grocery stores when I was growing
When
up.
we were in the 90s, yeah.
And my mom would buy them for me.
Yeah.
And which was weird because like my mom didn't buy a lot of snacks like that for me.
Mhm.
But this and Dunkaroos I would
Hell
occasionally
yeah.
get when my mom was like, oh, the paycheck was really good this week. Like we're
Mhm.
going to get snacks for Jared,
Yep.
you know? I love these so much. They have such a cute shape. Like they're shaped. It's more like Ditto than a koala bear, but it's kind of an X shape. You know, it's like a puffed,
It does
Yeah.
look like Ditto.
Yeah.
That's great.
but it's like a little puff pastry, right? With like a print of a cute koala bear and like a different sports attire, I think. And then inside is the strawberry cream filling. And it's so fucking delightful.
It's tasty.
I love this so much, guys. There's a chocolate version and I think a vanilla version.
When I lived in Japan when I was a kid, they had these in these like containers that looked like silos.
That's
It was
how
really
they
cool
used to
coming
come.
back.
They still
and
do.
seeing
Yeah.
them.
Yeah, it's
And
like
then-
an octagonal box. Yeah.
Yeah, these in Pocky just like blew up at the time.
They
So
have
it's
these
so
with
cool to come
matcha
back
in
and
it.
get 'em.
Yeah,
That's
that's
right.
good.
Mine are a little stale. I think this bag may have been opened a little bit.
Oh, it's whack, actually.
I mean, they're still good. The cream is still
Yeah.
delightful.
So,
Yeah, it's so funny. I had the
This is-
same thing, man. When I was growing up,
Mhm.
fucking koala yummies. Like, dude, when Haley listens to this, she's gonna be fucking jealous.
It's harder to find these now. I had to find them at a specialty shop.
Was that Miniso?
No, actually, this was. You know what? They did have them at, but I haven't found
Hold
them the last two times I
Hold on.
went.
Let me tell you something about Miniso.
Yeah.
So I walked in there a little bit. They have the sweet corn puff chips that I ate every fucking night at Japan while I was in Japan. There was a 7-Eleven literally within like a 2-minute walking distance, and we would go. Me and my wife would go there every night. I'd get 2 things of karage and these chips and a Monster, and I would go back to the hotel and I would just gorge myself. I would eat the whole
I
fucking
love
bag.
hearing him say Japanese words because his Japanese accent comes in a little bit. He puts a little Japanese twang on.
Yeah,
it. He's like, yeah, I used to just get a Sprite at Karage, and then I would fucking, Doritos, and someone was like, who was that guy? I want to talk to that
I just
guy.
want to be respectful.
Was Kiru in here? What the fuck?
King.
One person from this podcast we haven't talked about yet is Will, who watched a video, who is my favorite character on the podcast.
Well, I
And
didn't.
it might be second to Will the Traveler, who's the more seasoned Will with an accent.
I didn't watch a video for this one, unfortunately. I'm sorry.
Oh.
I hate to say this, Alex. I threw this one on, this movie on with like the expectation of like not giving a shit about it. It was the first thing that I put on last night. I took an edible. So I was like, oh, we're going to power through this. And then like all the memories started flying back. I was like, oh no, this movie actually fucking rules. And then we rolled right into Bring Her Back. And, that movie's such a fucking downer. Don't watch
biggest worry.
Don't watch that shit
actually
high.
was, which was understandable, was that I like this movie so much. I was ready for you to hate it because I like it, which is what I was afraid of was going to happen. So the fact that you just enjoyed the movie means a lot to me, and the fact you guys took the time to watch it, because I was also expecting you to be like, I tried to, I turned it off, but I felt like. If I didn't know that you like Killer Clowns from Outer Space, I never would have.
I love
this movie.
Killer Clowns from Outer Space, Critters. I'm trying to think of other silly horror movies that I watched growing up.
Will, you make me so mad.
Why?
How can you sit here
Mhm.
and tell us that you liked this movie
Mhm.
and Killer Clowns from Outer Space?
Yeah.
and you can't stand Sam Raimi movies.
I cannot stand Sam Raimi.
What the fuck is wrong with you, man?
And you know what's really funny is whenever the Living Dead were coming out of the ground and a movie was ending and they played that clip twice and it was like a swooshing camera through the woods and shit. I was like, this is like Sam Raimi, and I'm gonna close that part of me off right now.
You know that
I cannot stand Sam Raimi. I do not like his stuff. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
So there's a skeleton that they reused twice in the movie.
Yeah.
And it's from the bad special effects artist, but it's one of my favorite effects. It's a skeleton, that has eyes. He's got eyelids and eyeballs, and he comes up out of the ground, pulls his skull back, and opens his eyes, which doesn't make any sense.
Yeah. So the bad special effects guy, I'm sorry we don't have his name, but did he also do like the corpse that comes out of the freezer? Because it's just a guy painted yellow and it fucking sucks.
Yeah, we did.
I know what you're talking about. That's when my shit was hitting really hard, and my wife was like, "That guy's just butt ass naked," and
it's just a naked yellow man.
And they're not showing his cock, but they're showing full frontal nudity of Leona Quigley. You don't see dick.
Okay, well that's the reason is the ratings board considers like dick and balls to be way more X-rated than tits, and same with like a woman's pubic area. Like you have to like be delicate about how you show it, and they had to be real careful in this movie, with how you never get like full crotch shot of her technically, it's always like slightly obscured by her thighs or something.
It's funny to me because like you hear about like back in the 50s and all stuff, these weird things that kind of got through the censors that people then fetishize, like quicksand or like stockings or stuff, so people develop these fetishes. I feel like we came from like the Bush era because people were like, oh my god, a little bit of pubes, wow, that must be a vagina or something. And it's so like mundane, really. It's just body hair. I don't know. And now everyone just has everything available to them, but we used to play slow-mo. You could see a little bit of pube maybe.
Well, as a gift to you, dear listener, for making it this far into the episode, please accept some unsolicited advice. Let's take a minute.
It's a snack, by the way.
Oh, thank you. Thank you. I meant to go around the room. It's a super snack for me. Snack for you as well, Alex. Will?
Oh, yeah. 100%.
Yeah.
Dude, I'm a kid today. I am a kid from watching this movie and eating these.
You had McDonald's in the morning.
I did.
So that's a snack all around for Koala's March, strawberry flavor. Go check it out. You'll probably have to find it at like a specialty candy store, but it's worth checking out. So my advice for you on this episode, listener, let's take a minute to practice box breathing. This is the technique that has saved me from many a panic attack. And what it is you begin by inhaling for 4 seconds, holding your breath for 4 seconds, exhaling for 4 seconds, holding your breath again for 4 seconds, and then repeat. So let's go. Inhale. Hold. Exhale. Hold.
When did we start doing this? I was on the Superman episode.
The advice?
Yes.
Yeah.
Can you fix the mirrors on my car? You made me really self-conscious.
I would love to do that before you leave, Alex.
I think that they are correct, but I was like, he's got that dad energy, and I just want to check and make sure.
Alex,
sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt the breathing thing. I wasn't doing it.
Do that
I
for
felt
you.
awkward. Okay.
And listener, if you missed that episode, please make sure your rearview mirrors are attuned. No, sorry, your side view mirrors are attuned to see beside your car, not behind you.
I feel like you should do more like dad advice kind of, because you got strong dad energy.
Alex,
like,
I wanted to do a second show where that's all I do, and that's what these are.
Just shoehorning them in there.
Yeah, I just don't have time to start the show.
Shows.
But like,
he wants to do this one, video games, and then dad show.
He can't. I don't even want to get the video game thing with.
I know,
because of what happened. So, but that's all pod. That's an off pod thing.
All right. Well, folks, please tell a friend about the show. If you have any questions or comments, please email us at debaserpod@gmail.com. That's been our show. Thank you for listening to Debaser. If you enjoyed this episode, please subscribe to us on your podcast app and follow us on social media by searching for @DebaserPod. Our guest today was Alex Megna. Alex, where can people find you? And do you have anything to plug?
You can find me on Instagram at MoltenHotMegna. You guys actually had a friend who added me, I think. Maybe either randomly they did, or maybe it was the episode. I'd like to think it was the episode.
Yeah.
Rip Ride Rocket caught on fire the other day.
It did.
Oh, no.
The beacons are lit.
Someone sent me a message and they said, is this something you're going to have to work on? And I said, no. There is a Return of the Living Dead like reboot sequel that's coming out next year. The guy who's producing, who's making it, has made nothing but garbage. I'm keeping a skeptical eye on it. I'll keep you guys posted. As for what I want to...
You want to plug Return of the Living Dead?
I want to plug Return of the Living Dead, and I want to plug Linnea Quigley. Go check her out. She's really funny if you ever see interviews with her.
Yeah.
I recommend... that's the other thing that adds it. What makes it cool is that she's honestly a really cool person. She did a lot of nudity for really weird, cool horror movies in the 80s. A movie called Demon's Night. Or sorry, Night of the Demons.
Oh.
She's in. Cult classic too. I would go check that out. A lot of the people involved in this movie are in really good stuff. I would look at their IMDb's and see if anything tickles you. Go check them out.
Yeah.
And I also just wanted to plug the podcast because you guys have been awesome, and I want you to know I love and appreciate you. I had something happen recently, and you guys were really supportive, and I want to let you know that I love you guys and I appreciate you.
We love you too, buddy.
Love you too, Alex. Yeah, man. Well, my wonderful co-host is Will. Will, where can people find you, and do you have anything to plug this time?
I'm at pocket_infinity on Instagram, and Will Switch -engage.
That's right.
There it is on Blue Sky. Nothing too crazy. I'm doing work projects. I'll post pictures later. It's great. It's wonderful. Whatever.
Hell yeah.
Shut up.
Go to your recent, or go to your next Warhammer tournament, and especially if it's run by Games Workshop, I guess.
Yeah, you might be able to see the stuff, yes.
Hell yeah. Well, for my co-host Will, I'm Jared. Take care, and goodbye, everybody. Debaser, a film podcast, is hosted and produced by Will Taylor and Jared Rusk. The show is mixed and edited by Jared Rusk. The theme song is also by Jared Rusk. The cover art is by Dog Bites Back on Instagram. Special thanks to Haley and Courtney for their love and understanding. Check out debaserpod.com for links to all of our episodes and to find us on social media like Blue Sky, Instagram, and YouTube. Thank you for listening, and take care of each other.